Burrow airs it out. Chase. Hello. Touchdown.
And I got a voice inside that needs to be fed. Causing chaos everywhere I
land. Are two of the best historically, just not thus far. Against these receivers.
Making the judgments again, and there is Smith roaming free, breaks a tackle. Ohio State strikes quickly.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Ohio Sports Talk. This is the 1-year anniversary show. Jordan,
yes,
we made it a full year. You know, there was some hiatuses in between. There were some questions of if this would last. You know, we've answered those questions. We are here to stay. 1-year anniversary show. Jordan, give me some of your thoughts that come to mind as you think about that big 1-year mark for us.
Hard work. Hard work comes to mind. Dedication and our friendship, and you mix that all together, and we have Ohio Sports Talk. So you know it, and a little bit of risk, and those are the words I'll end with. But yeah, definitely. Hard work, friendship, and a little bit of risk, Doug. What comes to your mind?
I think you kind of summed it up pretty well. I think it's taken, you know, you and I personally, you know, we've had our ups and downs. We've had our hard times. We've had our good times. Through it all, we've reconvened and we've gotten back to having a great friendship. And doing this show together, I think, helps keep that friendship alive, helps keep, you know, everything going. And yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun. We've, you know, we've done 50 plus live shows. We've had great interviews. We've tanked interviews. We've done everything under the sun in our first year of just trying to learn and figure out what works in this landscape. Because, you know, a lot of people got started in 2020 with the you know, the pandemic and everything like that. And we came along a couple years after people, and we're, you know, trying to play catch up on this podcast, this show, this YouTube channel, all these things. And I think, you know, what we've accomplished in our first year has been really excellent. And I think building on that and taking the next steps is what I'm really excited for going forward, Jordan. I mean, you know, talk about some of the people we've met along the way.
Yes.
You know, just to name a few, Jordan. Jim Tressel, Denzel Burke, you know, we've spoken to Bronson Arroyo. We've spoken to, you know, all these different kind of people, all these famous superstar athletes, Jordan.
I fumbled it a little bit, but we did speak to David Bruton, who's going to come back on this spring. So
there was a conversation that was had with a Super Bowl winning player. But Jordan, like I said, there's been a lot of
I fumbled the cloud
process, a lot of ups and downs in our process, Jordan. You know, a lot of time where I didn't know if we were gonna make it, because this is not easy, Jordan. You know, people come on and they start a podcast, they start a show, and you know they are fun. They definitely are interesting to do, but it's difficult, man. We do this 2 times a week. We are scraping and clawing our way around, trying to get every viewer we can, get every interaction we can, because overall, the first thing that comes to mind, Jordan, is we love sports. At the end of the day.
Oh yeah,
we do this as a passion. This isn't, you know, we're not making any money. We would love to have sponsors. We'd love to have support from people like that. Because you know, in year 2, we're looking to make that next step. You know, we're trying to improve our language. We're trying to improve our audio. We're trying to improve in all these steps, and slowly but surely, we're getting to that point. And I'm super proud of what we've done in the first year, Jordan. I can't say enough about what we've done. You know, the support from Corey. You know, happy anniversary, many more to come. Thank you, Corey. Roger, congrats on 1 year. That's another thing, Jordan. That's another thing. In our first year, we've spun off another show with the Red Hot Reds podcast.
Yes.
They just had Tom Brenneman on today and did an interview with him. We're going to post that in our show notes because that's incredible. You know, and then Tom gets the big job over at
700 LW.
Yes, WLW. You know, it's just incredible what's going on. Shout out to Angel Ortiz from the Bearded Browns podcast. Those guys have been awesome for us too. And then we've got Darren Fat Boy Fadeaway, congrats on 100, boys. Well deserved. Yep, it's a year. A year means a lot to us. Grandma getting in there. I'm so proud of you guys.
Yes.
It's been
Thank you.
special. It's been very, very special this first year, Jordan. And I'm excited for where we're going next year or this coming year, what we have going on looking forward.
Yes.
Looking back on our first year, what would you say is your favorite thing we've done in the first year?
Definitely, I would say the excitement. If you go back to the episode when UD won their round of 64, and we did an emergency broadcast that was just not even planned, and we just went on there raw and just if you go back and you look at the emotion on Douglas's nice face, it doesn't lie. That was super, super exciting. So that comes to mind. Then I think about the guest, and just recently having Denzel Burke on, fresh off of a national championship win with Ohio State. Also, while he was in Indianapolis working out for the combine, so people making time for us, and coming on. Doug, it could go every which way. What stands out? Really, not to just deflect the question again. What stands out in your mind?
What stands out in my mind? First thing that comes to mind to me, Jordan, is we've gotten to meet and got to talking to Bronson Arroyo early in our career, getting to talk to a guy who we got to watch for almost 10 years, if not more.
Almost.
I mean, we got to watch him pitch. We got to see him win a World Series with Boston and then come to Cincinnati and solidify himself as a starting pitcher. I thought that was one of our high moments. If you look back on some of our early episodes, they're tough to watch, dude. I was going through them early. But it takes that kind of growth. And I think that's the biggest thing is the friendships along the way and getting to meet people like Darren, like Tyler McGurk, like Angel, like all these people we've got, like Roger, like Ricky, all these names that we've gotten to meet and through this process have been awesome. I'm beyond excited, man. I'm the thank yous and the congratulations are pouring in. It means a lot to us, guys.
Yes,
I'm going to play a quick video, and then we're going to get into our first guest, Darren from Fat Boy Fadeaway, who we just spoke about, who's been a friend for us for a long time, a guy you worked with on Variety Sports Network, a guy I got to work with many, many times on Variety Sports Network before we started our own thing. So let's play that quick video. If the music gets taken down, it's 100% Jordan's fault. But here we go. A little clip of the year in review.
STL dirty. I'm like Magic to Kareem, man. You tell me I ain't worthy. I ain't speaking about a jersey. I'm speaking about income. Did you hear that, Elizabeth? Here come the big one. I put more money in the community than you got in your budget. I put my put your advance to the toilet and flush it. My last stance be a stance of a General Custard. I hot dog as I can. I got the cheese and mustard. I got the stats of a Hall of Fame in just 2 records. That's why I'm back up at the Super Bowl with Julius.
All right, Jordan, that was a little preview of what we've done. Let's transition, Jordan. Let's get our guy Darren on here from Fat Boy Fadeaway from Variety Sports Network. Darren, thank you for coming on with us today. Thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your busy schedule to be on here with us. How you doing today?
Honored, boys. Congrats on 100. I was listening to the show before you came on. We always bob stuff. Nothing to worry about there with it. Always appreciate you guys. Doug, Jordan, you mentioned Tyler as well. Like, when you have somebody that, like, you're not brothers in real life, but you just understand each other. You understand sports, especially the way you guys do. And you kind of understand what Jordan always knows what kind of Doug's thinking. Doug knows what Jordan's thinking. So I just always appreciate you guys. And it's been fun. I know we did the basketball show together, Doug, for a little bit there at VSN. And Jordan, we've done the football ones here as well. Baby. So I always appreciate your guys' knowledge of sports, but also your work ethic and your guys' like love and passion for that stuff. So honored to be your first guest on 100th episode. So thank you very much.
Of course. Hey, Darren, and I want to say, watching you do what you do, lead the shows, be that guy who's, kind of a point guard when it comes to your shows over at Variety Sports Network. I think, that you gave me a lot of foundation on how I wanted to operate. Now, I'm obviously a little bit more aggressive than you are in some ways, with my fandom and things like that. But I think you always, have such a strong base and you're able to get everybody involved. And I really appreciate all the times we got to spend together and creating shows. So it means a lot to me to have you on our 1-year anniversary show because, the conversations we've had, the time we've spent on camera, it all meant very much to me. So I wanted you to know that also. And, man, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Even in the times where it wasn't working out, it was a lot of fun being on shows with you.
Well, I appreciate that, man. There's a good little saying out there, right? Iron sharpens iron, man sharpens man.
Yes.
So I feel like between the three of us, hopefully that's kind of been the case. And as much as I really appreciate those kind words, but also I've learned a lot from you guys as well. Your guys' effort, like in other categories that I'm not as strong on, seeing you, do that well. Jordan, the same thing. So I think at the end of the day, you mentioned it when you came on, like nobody really had a plan when we're doing this. It's just kind of something that kind of takes about. So hopefully between all of us and we kind of figure that out, it's been fun being part of that podcast journey. And I appreciate those kind words. And I feel the same way about you guys as well. Even with some of our rivalries along the way, right? Even with some of the rivalries along the way. I know Tyler talks a little bit more shit than I do, but you know what I mean? So,
yeah, he's he's one of a kind. He is one of a kind. He's a great friend, and I appreciate, meeting him through you has been great. It gives me, he's another guy who just gets it, and I love that, man. I absolutely love that. Jordan, a little bit, but with you and Darren, doing the Gridiron Show, talk to us a little bit about that process and getting to know Darren a little bit more.
First, what an honor it was to be on that show. I was actually labeled as a temporary that just never stopped coming on that year. So what Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, it really became the Threes Company kind of ordeal, the Three Musketeers, if you can say. But it was super fun, and we took it off, and I learned so much about holding what I have to say, saying it in a different way, my verbiage, vocabulary. I learned a lot from Darren on, how to speak, how to lead, how to be patient when it was time to be patient and not just jump in and be more of a listener. Because, I came from that Marine Corps background where you wanted to be the loudest person in the room. And that's not always the most, amusing or educated person. So I learned a lot of patience from Darren and really how to talk and interact with the audience and not just be kind of clammed in. So, I learned a lot from you, Darren. Don't ever take that for granted or lightly.
Well, coming from you, that means a lot given some of your background there in our conversations we've had. But I always find that I always have that battle too. Like I have some sports stakes where I'm like, all right, easy, big fella. And you guys are more willing to go out there with it. So there is part of me that's always jealous of that side too, where I just I have to work on that as well. So I always liked our stuff at Talking the Gridiron. We always did a good stuff there with it. I know there's been some changes there with that show over the years, and I'm not sure where that's going to be at this year with some stuff. Hopefully Jimmy will still be able to lead it, but you guys made me better, like I said, with it. I always loved your passion for the Bengals. It was just having you and Jimmy there. You talk about having to keep the show moving. That was the best.
That was Darren at the peak of his powers, passing the ball and trying to keep that ball moving.
How do we keep this away from the Bengals as much as possible? How do we keep this away?
Darren was Rondo in his prime, just keeping the ball moving, keeping the assist going. So
that was good, man. No, I appreciate that, guys. Are you a little nervous about the Cavs, though, Doug? Are you still?
Yeah.
Okay, I had to ask you.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
And to save us a lot of time, I just don't know. It was so good for such a big stretch of the season, and it's kind of trickled down. And I hope maybe that's just human nature, being in that top spot and, maybe not being used to being in that top spot. So you take a little bit for granted. You let some off nights happen in there. I'm hoping, these last 3, 4, 5 games, we kind of, get locked in and ready to go, because that second round, that third round, those are heavy hitters coming at you. I think they're pretty good for the first round, but after that, I am a little worried, Darren.
I feel like since preseason you said Celtics. You have you are in my mind of that. I'm like, Doug has no confidence against the Celtics as long as they don't play the Celtics.
I don't. Unfortunately, I don't.
I feel a little bit differently than Doug does on it, especially with Ty Jerome missing time and Max Strus's second game back. He's knocking off some rust. I think this team's going to fine tune it and get back to their winning ways. And some of it is human nature. You're going to take some nights off when you've been at the top, because right now I promise you, all those guys are thinking playoffs. But a 12 for 13 night from Jared Allen was exactly what they needed, and 9 of those shots came in the second half. So I think this team's going to get it together.
It's an interesting thing. Like that regular season you guys point to, that's why that 73-9 is like going to be tough to beat. It's like, how do you stay that intense for that long a season? And you guys had a great chance. You guys had a huge lead there over the Celtics, been cutting a little bit, but I still like you guys. I just had to mention that real quick.
Oh no, I
had to get you there.
I figured it was coming. I thought, I
didn't want to go Reds. It's too early with you.
It's very early for Reds, but the panic button's on the desk. It's not, but it's on the desk.
Score a run, damn it! Score a run,
Derek. We appreciate you, man. We've enjoyed our time. We hope to continue having this great relationship. Again, it clearly means a lot to me and Jordan, and you've echoed that same sentiment. It just, man, thank you for the past year. Thank you for your support and all your help. It's been a lot. It's meant a lot to us, and it's really helped us build this Ohio Sports Talk brand. So just, that I just want to give you that final thank you before we send you off, because it's meant a lot to us.
Appreciate it, guys. You have a good rest of the show. To many more. We'll see you soon. All right, guys. Peace. Later.
Oh man, Jordan, Darren he's one of those guys. He's one of the best guys you'll meet, and we've gotten really lucky getting to know him. Our next
big time.
Our next guest, another great guy, Mike. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you.
Doing good. Thanks for having me on again.
Mike, it's been a long time since we've talked. I believe our last episode was the Veterans Day show. Was that correct?
It was.
Yep.
It was Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. Sorry, Memorial Day. Mike, that was one of our early successes in terms of one of our early shows, getting a good viewership. So, Mike, it's been a while since we've spoken, but we never forgot about you, and appreciate you coming on the show early and giving us that support. It meant a lot, Mike. I know Jordan feels the same way. Jordan, Mike's done. He helped us out a lot early, so I definitely wanted to say thank you, Mike.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. And, I'm just glad I could be a part of that. That was a really good episode. I had a lot of fun doing it. And congrats to the two of you. I mean, 1 year, the show has grown so much. Talking with Jordan, he's been showing me what you two have been doing with this. And I just think it's really great what you managed to accomplish in a year.
Yeah. And it took those stumbles. It took those early episodes of figuring out what you want to do and how you're going to play off of each other and things like that. And, I think when you came on the show, I think we kind of hit our next stride. And I really think that you played a part in getting us to that next level. I just, I can't continue to thank you enough for taking that time and taking the time today, over, just under a year later. How's things been going for you? How's life been treating you this past year?
Life has been pretty good. It's finally starting to warm up. Here in Maryland, the winters are brutal. It's cold. I'm sure. Midwest is just as cold, but
right.
I'm not a big fan of the cold weather, so I'm glad we're back in the spring. Baseball is back. I'm happy about that. Padres are off to their best start in franchise history. They're 7-0. I know it's early, but I did not expect the start that they've had.
I got to tell you, I didn't either. I think they've got a lot of talented players. And I think you guys, sweeping the 4-game series with the Braves, then the Guardians, and you start with the Cubs tomorrow. Yeah. I'm very impressed with the start from the Padres. Do you think this team is good enough to take down the Dodgers, Mike?
That is yet to be seen. The Dodgers are, I think juggernaut would be an understatement with all the players they have on their team. They have 7 Hall of Famers in their lineup. They have 5 Hall of Famers in their pitching rotation, a few Hall of Famers in their bullpen. So that is yet to be seen. From the early look of it, they look like they're good enough to take on anybody, but it's a long season. It's going to be a grind.
Yeah.
And then, if they run into them in the postseason again, last year they had them on the ropes and then just ran out of gas. So we'll see.
Of course. But great start for you guys. Jordan, what do you got for Mike?
No, Mike, you've been my brother long before this. Our time in service, our many cold days in the field of playing Uno when we had no other technology, among other things. And you helped me grow not only as a young Marine, you were my sergeant. You helped me grow as a man in the game of life. Oh, I know. I appreciate you, brother. I'm a better father because of it. I'm a better person because of it. I'm a better friend. And the fact that our friendship and our brotherhood has, long lasted, our time out, and we have these connections and we have these times where we get together. It can't be stated enough, sir. So, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and, many more times and many more hangouts to come. And we're going to get you up here to Cincinnati to a ball game sooner than later. So.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
All right, Mike. Again, man, we just appreciate what you did for us and taking the time. And like we've said, it means a lot to us for you to be here and be back on our 1-year anniversary show. Any final thoughts, Mike, before we send you off?
I just want to say I look forward to what's in store for you two in this next year. Kind of looking forward to see what other guests you bring on. I was blown away when Jordan reached out to me and told me that he was bringing on Jim Tressel.
Crazy.
I could not believe that. That was
twice. We had a fumble.
They might have butchered the episode, but they got Jim Tressel on. Hey,
yeah,
we'll have another opportunity.
We rebounded the second episode.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, no, that was awesome.
Yeah. Maybe next will be Urban Meyer. Who knows?
Hey, that's a big get.
I'm digging. I got a few more. I got a few more tricks in my bag. We'll see what the spring brings us.
All right, Mike. Well, thank you for the time tonight. We really appreciate it, and we'll obviously be talking to you again. I'm glad Jordan and you have been able to stay in contact and been able to keep that brotherhood you guys talk about going. So thank you again, Mike, and we hope you have a good rest of your night.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Jordan. Mike he's just a solid, good guy he's supported our show. He's been here for our show from the beginning, and he's a guy who you introduced me to, and I'm so excited that we got to meet, and he's gotten to come on the show twice now. Next on the agenda, Jordan, we keep rolling. Coach Fresh has entered the building. Coach Fresh.
Yes, sir.
Hey, boys.
Former state champion. Coach Fresh, how are you?
What's a state champion? Always a state champion.
Hey,
yeah.
That hardware doesn't go away. You guys are right. I should have said that better. I'm sorry, Coach Fresh. You got the hardware to prove it. How are you, Coach?
Doing well. Not defending state champions anymore, but still a state champion. Yeah, that was quite a run. Did we talk after that or before that? I can't remember.
You and I had chatted, but we did not get you on before that.
Right.
The film and our schedules didn't bump, but we definitely would love to cover it. But to the regionals, what a hell of a run.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to win one, let alone two.
Right. Yes.
Only a few high schools in Ohio history have won 3. I think Luther and East has set themselves up to win a 4th, maybe, but it's really hard to repeat. We were right up there in terms of the top 3 or 4 teams all season. Played a little tougher schedule than most, and had 7 losses going into or 6 losses going into the tournament. But it's just you have to have things go your way. You have to have some luck. Last year, everything fell in place for us, not just in our games and how we played, but what happened to other teams we thought would be tough matchups for us. And so just didn't happen this year, but back at it next year. I think going to the 7 divisions and putting us in Division 4, I think year in, year out, that's going to make us we're always going to have a chance to make a deep run. And I think we'll be able to do it next year. We lost a lot of size and length. We're losing all our big guys, a couple senior guards, but you know, we got a lot of excitement, a lot of quickness, athletic ability, some really good sophomore guards coming back. So we'll be good next year too as well.
Yeah, Coach. I mean, when you send a couple guys to play college basketball at a high level, you know, it's always tough to it takes a little bit to rebuild that up. But it sounds like you guys have some guys, you know, waiting in the wings who are ready to go.
We do. We've got we're going to have 3 really good junior guards next year. Really good. They're going to be smaller, but they're going to be they're all going to have different strengths, but they're going to be really, really good. We got a couple 6'5" guys coming back that are really athletic, and we got an incoming freshman guard who is going to be really, really good when it's all said and done. He's got a really good chance of playing a lot of varsity next year as a freshman. So
wow.
We're excited. We're going to be a different team. It's going to be a different look. We're not going to be a zone team primarily like we have been with all this length lately, and we'll play more man-to-man, probably get, play a little more full court. But looking forward to it and excited for the challenge. And, we'll see what happens. But, it's only been – we haven't been, done a month yet. But I'm ready to get back at it.
I bet. Yeah, go ahead, Jordan.
No, go ahead, boss. Go ahead.
Well, Coach, you make that run last year. You get back to the regionals this year. As we don't get to see it from the same perspective, what is that like when you have that kind of turnover? I mean, obviously, you know the guys in the program. You know who you're getting up to next. But how do what's it like to rebuild some of those relationships where, maybe those guys aren't on the varsity squad this year? How does that take place? Is that built over the summer? How does that work for you, Coach?
Well, yeah, the summer and then the falls is a big part of that. Every year, once the JV season's over, we have 4 or 5 of those guys that we know are going to help us the following year practice with us and dress for the tournament games. And they're basically the core of what we call our scout team, or what is our scout team for the tournament run. And so, we get to know those guys pretty well, then. But there's a lot of we do a lot of stuff in the spring and summer, a lot more than we ever have. We've started a pretty decent weight training and speed agility training program. We do 2 3-man workouts a week, and we have at least 1 open gym a week. So we have a lot of time with them in the summer, and there's a quiet period in August. But we get back together in September and have September and October. And so by the time the first day of actual practice rolls around, it's, everybody's pretty good. We gotta integrate the football players. That's always a challenge. Right. They always make a deep run and come late, but we seem to be pretty good at adjusting to that. And
yes,
we'll have that problem a little bit next year, not maybe as bad as we have in the past, but we got one of our projected starters is going to play football, but we'll have plenty of time to get him by the time the real games start.
Well, Coach, that obviously with Jordan and you guys just connection. We've rooted for Alter. We've wanted them to succeed. We've wanted you to succeed.
Yeah,
it's been fun. These over this last year, getting to talk to you after the state title run last year. And now getting to talk to you again on our 1-year anniversary show. Coach, it means a lot to us, your support, your help, everything you've helped Jordan with. It really does mean a lot to us. And I wanted you to know that we really appreciate your time and, everything that's gone into that.
Well, I mean, you guys do a great job. I mean, I try to catch as much of this as I can, and whether it's live or on demand. And I can't believe I'm looking at 50 live shows. That's crazy. I had no idea it was that many. I missed a few.
50 live shows, and Coach, you're now in front of 1,065 live viewers.
Yeah, that's insane. That's great. That's why I hate doing the camera thing, because I was told a long time ago I've got a face for radio, and so I really hate the camera thing. But no, that's outstanding. We dabbled. My broadcast partner and I dabbled with the podcast, the weekly podcast, and it's a lot of work.
It's a
and
grind, Coach. It's a grind.
it is a grind, but you guys have really polished it up and done a really nice job and made something that I think is for sure worthwhile for people to dial in, look at, and because you want to learn from it, right? You want to learn stuff. You want to have people who know what they're talking about on, and you guys definitely do. And your presence on Twitter and you tweet a ton, which is great. I see all that. You guys are great, man. You're really knocking it dead, and congratulations. If you'd have told me, or maybe, I mean, let me ask you, if I would have told you a year ago you'd have 50 shows under your belt and 1,000 or so live viewers of this podcast here, what would you have thought?
I would have thought you were dreaming, Coach.
Right.
It's the the growth that we've had and the steps that we've taken. It's been a lot of work. I mean, we put in a lot of work. Jordan is always constantly trying to get us a new guest. I'm trying to figure out, the next graphic, how we can get better. I think, it's helped having people like you come on the show with, giving us your time, having people like you, take that time and helping us out. It just makes us better. And I really appreciate what you've done for us, Coach. Thank you.
I'm willing to help and do anything. I like to talk sports. You guys, I love the fact that you're doing an inclusive Ohio thing, focusing on the big programs in Ohio. I love that because I don't think there's a lot of Cavalier fans, as an example, in Southwest Ohio. My dad bought stock in the Cleveland Basketball Club when it first started back in the 60s. I went looking for the stock certificate. I was going to try to show it to you live, and I don't remember what year it was. It was in the 60s. But they sold stock to the public, and he bought 100 shares of it. I still have the certificate. I don't think he ever got anything out of it in terms of an investment or anything, but it's a great collector's item. But we're big Cavs fans here. I just don't think there's that many, but I think it's great that you guys stay in touch with them. It makes it a lot easier when they're as good as they are right now.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you do that and keeping the Browns in the conversation. I think all that's great. And I appreciate you doing that. I'm a big Ohio sports fan, period. I'm not a Bengals fan.
We forgive you. I forgive you.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you're not. I love it.
No, Doug is a huge Browns fan.
I couldn't change my colors, when all that came down. My dad was a fan of both. I don't know how you could do that, but he was. And but anyways, no, I love it all and follow you closely on Twitter and appreciate what you guys do. And like I said, try to dial in and listen to it or on demand or live when I can. So great job. Keep up the good work. And if there's anything I can do at all to help you, even if it's just to come on and shoot the crap about how bad the Reds are. I think they're 25 innings and counting of not having scored a run now at this point.
Yeah, Coach, it's not great. It's not great right now.
I feel like it's the same thing all over again, right?
Yeah.
I don't see a difference. I mean, I put some money on them to win 80 games. I bet on them to win 80 games. I bet on them to win the division. I bet on Ellie De La Cruz to be the MVP. And I've watched like 2 or 3 games, and I don't see maybe a little bit better starting pitching, but I don't see any difference otherwise. Let me ask you this, and I'll let you go. But last year, preseason, I think their over and under bet out of Vegas with David Bell and company was 80 or 80 and a half, maybe even 81. I can't remember. This year, with all the great changes they made, and getting Terry Francona, which I love because I was a big Tribe fan and I loved it when he was with Cleveland. They're over under 78 and a half. So how did they get better? Right? I
thought that was interesting too. I thought that number seemed low based on everything, but
it's Vegas, and Vegas is not wrong very often.
No, they are not.
I took
the over also. I took the over also, Coach.
Yeah, I bet against it, but what I've seen so far, and I know it's very, very early. I mean, obviously ridiculously early. I just don't see that much of a difference in the lineup. And I starting pitching's better, but obviously they don't have a closer unless that turns around Sunday or Monday. But we'll see how he is. But I don't know, pessimistic right now. But hopefully they get in a little bit of a winning streak. I'll get back on the bandwagon.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time tonight. We always appreciate your insight and your support.
Yep.
Hopefully we can talk to you again soon. Okay.
You just let me know, Jordan. Yep.
Hey, no, 100%. And, I wanted to thank you for my personal growth, as a human being, meeting you, getting, you opening the door, letting me track the championship run, getting me into the youth football program now, running some varsity defense and wide receivers this year.
How about that? That's
I'm
great.
sure I'm feeling the pressure, but I can't wait to get the ball rolling on that. And I know you guys cover that with your radio show.
Yeah,
and,
we're doing a
60-year
reunion Saturday, and we're doing about 15 interviews during the course of that 3 hours for AlderKnights.tv. Go out of some of the bigger names of Alder football in the past, including Joe Tooney, who's really good friends with my youngest son, are going to be there. We're going to talk to Joe for 10 or 15 minutes. But I'm glad you're on board, and there is a little bit of pressure in a place like that, but I'm sure you'll do well and handle it, and everything will be great. I think they're going to make a really deep run this year. I really do.
Yes, all right, Coach. Thank you, sir. We will talk soon. Bye.
All right, guys. See ya.
All right, Jordan. That was Coach Fresh, man. A guy who's just so fun and easy to talk to. A guy who you'd love to share a beer with and just talk sports, and that's why we've had him on, and that's why we're going to continue to have him on. Our next guest,
first time
on the show, Mr. Drew Garrison. How are you doing, sir?
How you guys doing, man? Congratulations, 1 whole year. That's dope.
Thank you.
It's been a journey, man. It's been a journey. How are you?
Better. Matt McLean's got a hit. Looks like he's going for a double.
Well,
yeah, he's in that safe. Maybe the Reds will finally score a run.
Yeah, they got 2 hits through 8 innings. Oh my God!
So they're not rowing the boat on doubles anymore. It looks like they're shooting dice.
Hey, anything to get them going. Anything to help.
It's a gambling team now, according to Terry Francona. A team that gambles together wins together was his last statement. So maybe we're putting on some bets tonight.
I've been gambling on them.
I've been losing on them, is what I've been doing.
McLean paid me over the weekend, but
you got the home run bet, didn't you?
I got Ellie Homer tonight. He's up next.
Well, hopefully he hits one for you. So, Drew, obviously, we've watched you for a long time, since the Unfiltered. Give us a little background on that, because, you guys start your own thing. How did that come about for you? Obviously you guys did a great show before, and now you're doing a great show now, but how did you guys kind of veer off and do your own thing?
So we just kind of randomly started it last season. So not this past season, but the one before that. Like, I kind of wanted to get back into it. I had tried it before, didn't really know what I was doing. Can't really say I know what I'm doing now. I just bought some better stuff. But and I was just like, Ron was kind of similar to me. I didn't really know him. I knew him from Twitter or whatever. We just met up, had a beer, had some chicken wings one time, kind of kicked around some ideas and just kind of got it rolling. Did the network thing. It was cool. Too. Good guys, just didn't, I don't know. Things didn't line up. We didn't see the same vision for stuff. So we just kind of veered off and just took it all back over completely ourselves. And it's fun, man. We do every Tuesday at 7 during the off season. We'll go live a couple times during the regular football season. Garage Beer's the sponsor of it. I promise I loved it before they paid me to love it. And got some other ones in the works, some cool stuff I think coming up for football season, hopefully to grow the show and maybe a way to help save people money is about all I can say.
Well, there you go. That's awesome. You guys obviously do a damn good job. It's an entertaining show. You guys mix really well. How did you guys get involved with Garage Beer? Obviously, great brand, all that kind of stuff. They do great with their marketing. You guys do a great job with all of your skits and all that kind of stuff. How did you guys get involved with Garage Beer?
So, man, that all started a couple football seasons ago. I don't even know. I don't remember. I somehow got a Garage Beer lime in my hand and I drank it and I was like, dude, this is delicious. So I kind of looked it up and saw that they had a Twitter account and stuff. And I just took a picture of me just hammering one at a tailgate and they printed it out and sent it to me. And they put my face on a shirt. And we sold the shirts, and then all the proceeds went to the Cincy Hat Foundation, and it just kind of went from there. Like, I was like, hey, we're doing this show. The network that we were with had a relationship with him too. And then when we kind of branched off, I just reached out to him like, hey, like, we're going to kind of take this thing a different direction. Do you still want to be involved? Luckily they're phenomenal. They allowed me to go pick up truckloads of beer at Bond-Bright down by UD.
Right.
We take them to tailgates and just give them out to people, so they can try it and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, man, they're just we were involved right before like the Kelsey brothers got in.
I was gonna say you guys were there early. You guys were there earlier before the big boom for them, getting the Kelsey brothers. But I mean, I just remember seeing you guys promoting and doing all this stuff, and I was like, well, I mean, obviously this is a great brand, the way you guys go after it and the way you guys do it. And then they land the Kelseys, and it's just a different stratosphere of viewers. So I thought that was really fun.
I was DMing with the Twitter account the day before that was announced, and they're like, something huge is coming. I was like, oh, cool, what's up? He's like, I can't tell you. I was like, oh, you can tell me. And then the next day, I'm like, I understand.
Bam.
Yeah, incredible stuff.
I like to think that Jason and Travis Kelce saw us to be as cool as those guys, right? So they're the largest investors in it, so they just like threw a shitload of money at it, and it just took off from there.
Yeah, I would definitely say they probably saw you guys first, and that's what got them interested. And then obviously they tasted the beer and went from there. I mean, that's the only way it would make sense to me is how that would happen. Well, Drew, now that you've done this for a long time, I remember, call it what you want. I remember when you were on McAfee, and I was like, how the hell did a guy from Miamisburg, Ohio get on the Mac? Like, it just like the way you've gone about it and the way you've built yourself up. I got to tell you, it's super impressive. It's like, it's inspired me to like want to do better and do more here. But dude, when I saw you on TV, I was like, holy shit, that's a guy from Miamisburg, Ohio doing this. So I've always been a fan, man. I've always, obviously I'm not a Bengals guy. I'm a Browns guy, but what you guys do and the way you support your team, I can always get behind that. So I just, I appreciate, the support you've given Jordan, you've given us behind the scenes, all that great stuff. It means a lot to me, man. And I wanted you to know that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. You guys do a great job too. The whole McAfee thing, I'm still not even sure how that happened. Like the year after Super Bowl season, they started like 0-2, and I just tweeted him. I was like, let me rant on your show about the Bengals for Overreaction Monday. He DM'd me. He's like, hey, send me like a 30-second video. I'll play it. I was like, all right, cool.
I
that was fun.
The Pee-wee trophies, the whole. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was that. There they are.
Keep it on me, dude.
Dude,
but so I thought that was it, right?
Yeah,
I thought that was it, right? And then like I got a DM one morning like, hey, can you come on the show live today? I was like, oh yeah, cool, like absolutely. And I was on there. There's like 80,000 people watching. I about shit myself. I was like, don't mess this up, dude.
Insane. I mean, and and that took you to the next level. It was incredible. It
really did. Like a lot changed after that, which is wild.
Like I said, man, I'm happy for you. The rise has been awesome. Seeing you guys do your show, do your thing at the games. It's been a lot of fun to see as another guy who's from Miamisburg, seeing somebody do really well. And so definitely, support you guys and love what you guys are doing.
Yeah, man, you guys are doing the same thing, man. I love that. And I think that what you guys do is so cool because like it's kind of like Coach was saying before I came on. You do that broad spectrum, right? Like I don't know guys that go live once a week and talk about the Cavs. Like I'm not personally a Cavs fan. I don't hate the Cavs, like I watch them if they're on, but like you guys have a broad spectrum. It's cool. Dude, having Tressel on is awesome. I know you had some other Buckeyes players, so like you guys are grinding, man. And I love that this has become such an easy thing for people to do. Like I kick myself all the time. Like I wish I would have gotten to this like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I just got on Twitter in like 2020. Like you know what I mean? Like I had it, but I was just kind of dicking around. Like
but it was a grind though. Do you was it 5 years ago now that I was on an episode with you?
Yeah, dude. Like I was just trying stuff.
Years.
Like
we were just trying. Yeah. That's what I want to credit you. That's what got my taste for really wanting to do this. That was my first ever time on any podcast. So I want to thank you for really giving me that opportunity because it's evolved to this. So that's why I wanted to get you on this 1 year anniversary show because without that episode, I don't think I would have taken the next steps to evolve and try to establish myself into this business.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad that I had like a small part in that. And I think this is growing in such like this whole space, right? This independent media podcast, whatever you want to call it. This whole space is growing so much and so rapidly because like ESPN stinks, dude. Like I can't watch it.
I don't remember the last time I actually sat down and watched it though.
I can only watch ESPN
I watch
if there's a
McAfee.
live game on. Yeah, I watch McAfee on YouTube because I want to hear the cuss words and stuff.
Yeah.
But
overall,
it just go ahead.
I love what Charles Barkley said about him. 3 weeks ago? He said we're gonna join it. It's the same dumb guys talking about the same dumb two teams, the same shit over and over. And and I hope that woke up the network. It didn't, but hearing somebody like Charles Barkley kind of state how the average fan, sitting at home feels that this is why we go to podcasts. This is why we turn on other sources of material because it's the same shit. And they haven't really evolved to the viewer yet.
Yeah, and I think they're trying, but like it's so easy, dude. Like I can do this from my house whenever I want. Like it's just you have direct access to all of this stuff, and it gives people a chance. Like specifically in the Bengals world, right? Because that's where I live. Like there's somebody doing something like this for every taste, every style, right? Like. We're kind of idiots that are like slamming beers and saying dumb stuff, but like we also actually know what we're talking about sometimes. But then you can go to the super analytical people. We got draft gurus. Like there's something for everybody. And that's what I kind of like about you guys, because you guys kind of incorporate all that and cover the entire state, which, I'm gonna be straight honest with you. I just don't have enough time in the day. I don't know how you guys keep up with all that shit.
It's a grind. I'm doing it. I'm tweeting in the middle of work. I'm tweeting in the middle of coaching and practice. Doug's tweeting 24/7. I've done episodes in my car early on. You name it. We have been everywhere, brother.
Yeah, man, and you guys have built this. I see the numbers you guys are doing on Thursday nights and stuff. I'm like, man, like, dude, like these guys are like really grinding it out, and it's consistent. It's consistent growth, and that's all you want in this. Like I didn't get into this to try to make money. Like I'm not paying my bill. Like I work a 9 to 5. Like I'm not paying my bills, all this stuff. But like I didn't get into this to make money. I got into it because I like cutting the mic on and talking football with the guys. But like so I feel like if you just stay grounded with that, like. You might run into a garage beer, where there is some financial stuff that comes into it, but like it just works because like I just liked the beer and turns out they're really cool people. But if you just do this with the idea of just having fun and talking about it, like so much cool stuff comes and people are clearly gravitating toward it because I've always believed that like I do some shticks, some goofy stuff to joke or whatever. But like, if you're just being authentic and like you're just cutting the mic on and just having a conversation, I feel like that's what people crave more. Because like, if I just want to see people scream and yell to see who can say the dumbest shit, I'll just turn on First Take.
Yes,
pretty easy to find those guys. Pretty easy.
But
go ahead, Jordan.
No, I just wanted to say, our previous record. Which was 1,500 viewers, has been passed. We are now 1,557. So, Drew, thanks. And I'm sure you're bringing some of the boom here with us. But this is a big deal for us. So,
yeah, means a lot.
That's awesome, man. And that's what I realized, like, as ours kind of climbed and grew, like, the people that are like watching us live on a random Tuesday, especially right now in like this dead period, I'm like, this is awesome. We went emergency live like right after T. Higgins and Jamar Chase signed, and there was like 15,000 people. I was like, I don't know what to do right now. Like, there's got to be better stuff these people can do with their time, but I appreciate them being here.
Right. Drew, again, man, we appreciate your time today. I'm going to ask you one question before we get off. I'm going to put you on the spot. Okay. The Bengals 17th pick this season, or this draft, I'm sorry. Who would you like to see the Bengals take at 17 this year?
I've kind of moved myself into like 3 guys that I really like because they need help on the defensive line. It's deep for a defensive line, but I think a lot of defensive linemen are going to go. You're going to kill me, tell me I'm a homer because I'm a Michigan fan. I really love Kenneth Grant if he somehow falls. I like Derek Harmon. Out of Oregon, the defensive tackle. I think he's a real disruptor, and the Bengals need interior pass rush, but they also need help on the edge regardless of what happens with Trey Hendrickson. Mykel Williams is a name I think that you should keep an eye on. He was supposed to be like a top 10 pick. I think he got a little dinged up at Georgia this year, and I've seen quite a few mocks with him slotted to the Bengals, so that's another one. So that's probably like my top 3. I do like Mike Green a lot too. I'm still not sure what happened with the off the field stuff.
Yeah,
and I don't know how
there's
the Bengals
questions,
feel
but
about that.
on the field, that dude's a freak.
He's a monster.
He's an absolute genetic freak.
After the Jermaine Burton circus, I any off the field issues has got me a little bit on edge, because let's be honest, that's why Burton didn't get time on the field. His effectiveness, especially when T. Higgins was hurt, was not felt because the guy couldn't just shut his mouth and take care of business, and that's not what the Bengals need at the moment, especially with all this uncertainty with Trey Hendrickson and among other things moving on.
That's what keeps me. That's what scares me away from it. Like, obviously, like if he did what they said he did, like that's a much deeper issue outside of sports. But like just from a football perspective, it's like he got in some other trouble at Virginia too. That's how he ended up at Marshall. Like, I'm kind of off of that because of the Jermaine Burton thing. I was all for taking the flyer on Jermaine Burton last year. The talent was clearly there, and all kinds of off the field issues or, sleeping through walkthroughs and all that. Like, it just soured me from anybody that has any kind of potential issues. We got to fix this defense. We got to fix this defense quick so this offense can continue to thrive and get us back to the postseason. So I don't want any guys that they feel like they have to babysit.
I think that's a good point, and I think you've got to go that direction with the Bengals. Now, obviously, defense, there's, like you said, a lot of defensive talent. I think the 3 guys you named could really help the Bengals up front. Now, obviously, we've talked about it. We've seen we've tweeted the guard position. Do you think that's addressed in the second round? I mean, it's got to be, right?
I like the idea of them going defense first 2 picks, just because that defense needs guys, man. Like, there's Logan Wilson is probably the only above average player on that defense right now, aside from Trey Hendrickson, and we don't know what's going to happen with him. Like, I believe in the cornerback room. I believe in the Dax Hills, the DJ Turners. I believe in Cam Taylor-Britt to kind of trend back upward rather than slump. Like, I do. I think that'll be fine. But the best way to help your defensive backs is to get a better pass rush. So if you can steal a Tate Ratledge in the third, I don't know if he'll drop that far. Like, I like it, but they haven't done enough with veterans. Like, I like Cody Ford as a guy that can play tackle or guard in a pinch when you need him. He did it last year. He did it well. I don't know if I want him starting 17 games. I know I don't want Cordell Volson starting 17 games.
No.
And
we've been there.
At right guard, like, I was so shocked that they didn't replace Kappa, because, like, if you look at the Bengals history, when they cut Trey Hopkins, it was right after they signed Ted Karras. Like, they knew there was a plan. They typically have the next guy in line. They went into the right guard situation just saying, like, this guy stinks. We want him gone, but we don't know what the hell else we're doing. Like, it's probably Lucas Patrick or Jackson Kirkland at this point. And if you can get your hands on Ratledge, put him right next to Mims, get that Georgia connection back on, I'd really, really like that. But Zach Taylor said they're done with free agent guards until the draft. So I don't know if like a Brandon Scherf, a Will Hernandez, a Dalton Risner is still hanging around after the draft. Maybe they scoop in then, but I'm not feeling great about where they're headed with the guard position.
I think that's fair. I appreciate your insight there, Drew. We kept you for longer than we promised. We appreciate it, man. It means a lot to us. Jordan, any final thoughts before we get Drew out of here?
No, I just just what I touched on, give me my first, opportunity to be behind a camera, inspired me. Our private conversations that, my fan base knows a little bit that, my battle with cancer and, things like that. And give me my first Cincy hat. I want to say thank you to that, which I still wear on the show every now and then.
Oh, yeah, I did, didn't I? I forgot.
So, yes, sir. So
I hung it on your doorknob.
Yes. And, supporting us when we had the Sunday tailgate show. You chimed in on a comment. So every time we've kind of evolved, you've always been there to support us. So, I want to publicly my battle with cancer and some. No, can you hear me?
You're back.
Okay, I'm back. But I do want to, my battle with cancer. I want to, the DMs and the rooting on and sending my daughter to that the celebrity softball game last year. when chemo made me too sick to go. She loved it. My wife needed it. They needed some time. They needed something positive that week because everything had seemed to be gone wrong with my health. So, I want to thank you for giving them that, that just much needed break from the grind of, taking care of dad at that point. So, we're just can't say enough. What I'm saying is genuine. It's not fake. It's 100%, from the heart. And, I want to appreciate your support. And, I can't wait to see where Cincy Unfiltered continues to go and having your support on this show. And I just hope we keep growing and killing the sports game, sir.
Absolutely, man. And I know we talked about that a lot last summer. I was like helping my dad through the whole cancer thing. So we were kind of in it together. I'm glad to see, you're doing well on the other side. My dad is now finally doing a lot better on the other side. Me coming on here was actually a long time coming, and my life has been nuts for like a year. Things are finally starting to come down. So we'll have to run this back again. I know that I've been trying to do it and something will come up. I'll be at the hospital or something. So I'm glad we were able to finally do this. We'll get it going again now that things are calming down for me.
No, we appreciate that, Drew, man. It means a lot to us. Hey, have a good rest of your night. And again, man, we appreciate your time. See ya.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, boys. Keep killing it.
Yes, sir.
Jordan, Drew Garrison, Cincy Unfiltered, Miamisburg
guy,
local. Miamisburg guy, a guy who, kind of, made it feel like it was possible to do this thing, just a great guy. So appreciate his time tonight. Spent a little extra time with us. We were up to 1,678 live viewers. That's an incredible number. New record for us on our anniversary show. Man, this has been a fun one, Jordan. We've taken a walk back through memory lane.
We have, for like you said, for better or worse, but it's all growing, and we're going to continue to give the viewers the best product possible. And Doug, you are. I didn't do it. You are killing it. You are killing it. I caught myself tonight. No money in the jar, but you are killing it. I just want to continue to tell our fan base and anybody that's interested in interacting with us, especially businesses, Doug Stevens will go the absolute extra mile for you. He's graphics. He's behind the details. He gets everything ready. Every major update you get, he's behind 98% of it. And, that can't be ignored. That's got to be said, especially on our 1 year marker. Through your departure, we suffered greatly, but you came back, you made Ohio sports talk great again. You kept your promise. And, as my personal friend, outside of this, I love you to death, brother. And, I couldn't imagine doing this with anybody else. And to, 1 more year and many more things to go.
Drew, it's just an F-bomb. It's only F-bombs. Everything else can fly. We've just been trying to cut back on our F-bombs a little bit. That was the main goal. You're completely good, man. We appreciate you. Jordan, no, thank you for your kind words, man. And listen, I try to be that guy who sets us up for success and makes sure everything's going in the right direction. And then you get on here and, you bring that energy, you bring that fun, you're able to continue those conversations going. It's great. It's really great, man. And I couldn't do this without you. I appreciate you, man. We've, 1 year. We've done 1 year together. I did take a little time off. I needed that reset because I just felt that grind get to me, but we're back. We've done great shows recently. We've, being able to go back and look at what we did then and seeing what we're doing now, it's just a world of difference. So, while we are going to continue to cut back on the F-bombs, we're going to continue to make this show better every week. Thank you to everybody who's taken the time to watch our show, to like our show, to retweet our show, to come on our show. It means a lot to me and Jordan. We're just two guys hanging out in our homes, talking sports. And, we've gotten to a point where we have a decent viewership and we've done really well, in this space for no money. We don't care about the money. We want to just talk sports with each other. And we want to have good guests on who want to talk sports, and we want to have conversations about sports. And that's what we're here for. So, if you are a person, looking to support a show, a sponsorship, hey, We would love to tackle that for you. We'd love to take on that challenge. That's our next challenge, to bring a sponsor onto the show and to build that up and make that great. So, Jordan, thank you again, man. I'm going to play that clip one more time. Hopefully, the copyright doesn't kill us. But here we go, Jordan. One last time, a look back through the last year of shows.
Yes, he's back, dirty. STL derby. I'm like Magic to Kareem, man. You tell me I ain't worthy. I ain't speaking about a jersey, I'm speaking about income. Did you hear that, Elizabeth? Here come the big one. I put more money in the community than you got in your budget. I want my put your advance to the toilet, then flush it. My last stance be a stance of a General Custard. I hot dog cause I can. I got the cheese and mustard. I got the stats of a Hall of Fame in just 2 records. That's why I'm back up at the Super Bowl with Julius.
There it was, Jordan. 1 year in the books, man. I appreciate you. Let's do another strong year. We'll do this again 1 year later.
Yes,
This
sir.
has been Ohio Sports Talk. We will be back live Monday night at 9:00 p.m. with a full new show. We'll be actually talking sports on Monday. We're excited to be back. The Reds lose 1-0. They have not scored now in 27 plus innings.
Ooh.
People are getting their torches out. They are getting their pitchforks. Things are not going well right now in Cincinnati, Jordan.
Reese Hines, where you at, brother? It's time to bring Hines Mania back.
All right, guys.
listen to me.
Monday night. Thank you again. Live viewers, our new record, 1745. Incredible stuff. Thank you guys for your support. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That helps us out a lot. We hit our 610 goal. Next goal, 620, guys. We're going to keep it going. Thank you. See you next time.